Jennifer by Jennifer Lindberg. It's a short book. We have 84 pages. It was published in copyright 2020 Jennifer Lindberg. There are 18 chapters. We're going to start with Storm of 1978. I was the last person born on the spit of the Red River. Red River was a small village of 225 Aleuts. The population grew to over 2,000 people when the summer season would start. It was a busy, vibrant village because of all the canneries and tanneries that lined the Red River. Red River salmon was sold all over the world during this time. Fox and seal furs were also exported from Red River to be worn across the globe. I can only recall a few memories of the old village. I remember ruining a new pair of leather boots, hot sunny days filled with picking berries, village picnics where everyone went and played all sorts of games. Most of these memories just sort of faded away. I do recall one particular memory that would be seared into my brain forever. In the early 1900s, a suspension bridge was constructed to connect the village to the canneries and tanneries. The bridge was an amazing piece of art. Every time I walked across this bridge, it was exciting. The Red River ran so far. The Red River ran so fast that you could not cross over from the village to the canneries, even though it was less than 400 feet across. When the storm of 1978 began, my grandma Heidi had sent my dad and one of my uncles to the store on the cannery side for supplies. We woke up to the wind howling. The wind just kept getting more intense as the morning passed by slowly. I was watching from my grandma Heidi's window when the storm ripped the bridge to pieces into the swift-flowing Red River. That morning, there were 3 people on the bridge with my dad and Uncle Jack when it started to twist and buckle to our horror. As soon as it started, Uncle Jack froze just under halfway over. You could see his confusion to continue or turn back. The others all went to the cannery side and were beckoning to Uncle Jack to move in one direction or another. All the while, the bridge buckled and twisted. Finally, he could move and started for the cannery side. It went very slow as he tried to run over halfway. I could see it twisting and parts began to fall off into the swift-moving Red River. Just as Uncle Jack made it to the cannery side, it finally snapped one of the suspension cables and it blew apart into the Red River. That storm destroyed the bridge, the store, and the whole livelihood of the Red River salmon canneries. The storm of 1978 changed Red River, the people, the salmon, and rest of the salmon-eating world. We no longer had a bridge to cross. Across the river is where they had school and many families. It was only a matter of time that the canneries and the store decided it was too great a loss to rebuild. I remember one birthday my family surprised me with a big wheel. I can't believe it. My brother and I stood there just gazing at it. So new and for me. As soon as we got over the shock, Brother Henry went over to it and ripped the tassels off the end of the handlebars and said it didn't need them. We had a boardwalk system that ran from the houses to the church. So you could either go towards my Auntie Dana's direction or the other direction to the church with this wonderful wheeled toy. Excuse me. One day I didn't want to nap and took off out of the house barefoot with Auntie Janet chasing me. I jumped on my big wheel and pedaled fast to get away, laughing because I was being chased by Auntie Janet. I was halfway down the boardwalk and turned to see if Auntie was still chasing me, and I crashed off the boardwalk at the highest point off the ground. I remember falling into the pushkis and burners. I saw Aunt Janet coming for me, and then I hit 2 big rocks on my head. I had put my feet down to try and stop me from going off the boardwalk and got a wood splinter about half an inch wide in the whole length of my foot. I was knocked out for 3 days. When I woke up, I still had to get splinters out of my right foot. I don't think we had the big wheel anymore. Red River Village is at the foot of the best mountains in the world to climb. We climbed 4 of them in the summer months. The first one of the edge of the cliff, the second one is rounded, the third one is the most climbed, the fourth was the steepest.